Okay, where did my that go? That's what I
don't know.
Sorry, just getting set up here, folks. We're doing our normal sound check. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. If you can hear anything, let us know.
Yep. We're going to talk RootsTech, and we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff.
All right, let's do our intro video.
Mm-hmm. Howdy, y'all. Glad you could come and join us. We're going to spend about an hour talking about RootsTech and the latest news in family history, but we're making sure you guys can come in. So as you're coming in, tell us where you're from and if the sound is good.
And I'm already rubbing my nose. We're not even like 2 minutes in.
Oh my goodness gracious. So for some of our regulars like Mandelpart and Art by Kim, it's good to see ya. We have this thing where you don't itch like our nose all day long, but as soon as the camera goes on for the live stream, we start itching. So yeah. So welcome aboard. Hi, Sam Taylor. You look like a first timer. And do you want to tackle that next name?
Marcelo Nakashima.
Oh, wonderful. From Brazil.
From Brazil, yeah. So we have somebody
you?
from London already and somebody from Brazil logging in. Excellent.
And Art by Kim from Southeast Georgia. And you can hear and see us fine. That's great. So I wanted to tell you guys, howdy, it's Go Texan Day. Now, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, I shared a picture when I was one of the Miss KIKK Go Texan Rodeo Queens. So Go Texan Day, for those of you who don't know, it is a celebration of the kickoff of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo here in Houston.
What year was that?
It was the last year I ever did a pageant, so 1998, just a few months before I met you. Yeah. So I can tell you a quick story while we're making
you were actually not Miss Go. You were like the second runner-up or something.
So they had 4 queens, and I was the
okay.
happiest. So
you were a queen.
I was a queen. I was a court member, but I wasn't the head honcho queen.
Whatever.
Anyway, so
you were for me.
Let me thank you. So one of the things is my very last year of competing in pageants. I competed in beauty pageants for 7 years, and my very last year I lost every single pageant I was in. It was horribly deflating. Yes, I was a big old L. I couldn't place to save my life, and it was discouraging. So my mom told me, why don't you come do this rodeo pageant? All you have to do is walk on stage and in model Western wear. So the boots, the hat, the belt, all that jazz, and the jeans. And I was like, if I can't place in this, then I'm the biggest loser you've ever seen. So I went ahead and I participated, and I took a different strategy. I wore all white. Now do
we got the picture online somewhere?
Yeah, it is. You can go to our Facebook page or Instagram page.
Let me find it, and maybe I'll pop it up.
Yeah,
there.
And I'll just keep talking. So most of the 150 women who participated were wearing black jeans, maybe some red jeans or blue jeans, but I wore all white. So I stuck out, and it could have been a good thing or it could have been a bad thing. There's the picture right there. Here you go.
Okay, so now I got to share this screen.
Now you got to share that screen.
Hold on. Yeah, well, you guys to hold on. You keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking. Okay, so I got a white Stetson hat, and anyway, so I went there, and they had a top 15, and in the top 15 was announced. They got to name number 14, and I still hadn't placed, and they were about to name number 15, and goes, oh wait. There's one more name.
You're up now.
No. Okay, yeah, so there's my picture. So then they called number 15's name, and it wasn't mine. And they said, oh, wait, we have another tie. We're actually going to have 17 finalists. And they called number 16, and it was not my name. And I was ready just to go home. I was so upset. I was about to die. So we're in this mall in Houston, and it's a platform raised, 4 or 5 feet, about as tall as this desk right here. So how tall is that?
30 inches?
Okay, you're the one who does spatial math.
32 inches.
Let's say 32
Standard
inches.
height of a desk.
There you go. And so they had a couple steps to get up there. So they finally say number 17 semifinalist, and it was my name. I was so excited that I leapt from the floor onto the stage, 32 inches, and white girl can't jump. But I did that day, and it was in tight jeans. I was super, super excited. But I quickly calmed my nerves because I wanted a place. I wanted to go higher than 17. So they asked us a question, and I answered it, and they did it again for the top 5. I was the last name called for the top 5. Like, oh my heck, they're just messing with my psyche. Anyway, so long end of the story, and then we'll get to RootsTech stuff. But
no, you can tell the story.
So they asked one final question, and I did a really good job. But they called, there was 5 of us, and so there was a winner, a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. They called fourth runner-up, but it wasn't my name. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do really well. They called number third runner-up, and it wasn't my name, and I was like super excited. They called second runner-up, and it was my name, and I was the happiest second runner-up you've ever seen in your entire life. I was just so thrilled, and they gave me a crown, and I had a sash. It was awesome. And so we got to be in a group. There was we were in a photo shoot together, and then they rode a parade for the Houston Go Texan Day.
That's what this picture's from, is from the parade?
Yeah, it's from the parade, and we represented the radio station. So I didn't get to talk on the radio station, the KIKK radio station, which actually doesn't exist anymore. There's only one country. It's 93Q in Houston.
Oh, no, there's another one.
There is, but it's not the KIKK anymore.
Because I can't get 93 on the radio, and so I had to go up the dial, and I found some other country station.
Okay. Well, there you go. But so the radio station doesn't exist, but the memory lives on. So for those of you who want to just say yeehaw and howdy, today's the day to do it, because it's Go Texan Day in Houston.
Yeehaw!
And for those of you who like Texas A&M, gig 'em. Anyway, so yeah, it was really exciting. Anyway. So that's a little fun. We got a mic check. How's everybody doing? Let's make sure we've welcomed everybody in who's all here.
Well, we got some new names that I've seen before. I haven't seen before, so let's see here. Cooper Cox is in. Cosmic Slice from Canada is in again. Route 66. Mm-hmm. Sam Taylor. Okay, that's it.
Okay, and Stacy Coach.
Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. How are the kids?
There's some lurkers also, because there's
our
at least
higher, and they haven't checked
19 in here.
And the Summer Life.
The Summer Life, Robert.
Hi, guys. How
Tell
are
us where you're at.
All right, well, let's get started. We always try to have a little fluff to make sure everybody gets in, but now we're going to get to the good stuff, so get out of that.
Get out of that?
Get out of that.
Get to the good stuff?
Yeah, get to the good thing. Oh, from Argentina. Hello, Juan Manuel. It's good to see you again.
Wait, so we have somebody from Brazil and have somebody from Argentina.
Yeah, but our Europeans must be sleeping. Except for London. London's
Except for
there.
the Slovenia. Huh. Yeah, the Slovenia last time.
Oh, we had Slovenia?
It was either last time or a couple
We've
weeks
had
ago.
Croatia and Estonia. Anyway.
All right.
Let's talk RootsTech. Before we get to RootsTech, we're going to tell you about some upcoming events, some news, and then all things RootsTech. Okay. So this is the Tar Heel. Do you want to close that out so it's not distracting?
Let me pull that there, and let me pull up my other things so I can post stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have North Carolina ancestors or ancestors that passed through North Carolina, we wanted to remind you that you can register for the Tar Heel Discoveries, which is a guided and a tour, I guess, or immersive experience. Let's say that. Immersive experience in the state archives in North Carolina with 2 expert North Carolinian genealogists, Diane Richards, and I did it again. I don't remember the other girl's name. I keep promising to get her name. I'm so sorry. So
you know what? Sorry, this is a sidetrack, but this would be fun to go through countries and states, because you said North Carolinians.
Oh, yeah.
And how different countries and different states, they call their people different things.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun to go through one time. That's just,
Texans,
total sidetrack.
And the Netherlands are Dutch.
Yeah, well, yeah. But then
that says, instead of Netherlanders. Does that one work?
Netherlanders, but I've never heard Netherlanders.
I'm just making it up.
I know. But, instead of Switzerlanders, they call them Swiss.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't make any sense either. Anyway, but it would kind of fun.
Sorry, that was total sidetrack.
Oh, hey, Kat from St. Louis. Glad to have you here. So the next, but we talked a lot about them, but we want to talk about the newest e-conference that we're putting together. Now, this is a fundraiser for the Pima County Genealogical Society in Arizona.
Genealogy Society.
I keep doing that. Pima County Genealogy Society in Arizona. You do not have to be a member to attend this conference, but 25% of the registration fees for the conference goes to help them with any of their programs they have. The conference is March 30th, and we're going to talk about research strategies and historical writing. And
when you say attend, it's online. So attend means you get up out of bed, grab your cup of coffee and turn on the computer.
Or hot chocolate for those of us who don't drink.
Hot chocolate, whatever floats your boat. Or if you're like in England, it'll be like right after lunch. So
there you go. Now, if you are unable to watch it live, it will be recorded and you will have access to the replay for 30 days. So it'll be really fun, and we're going to be talking about cluster research. We're going to talk about synergizing 7 resources to break through brick walls. Yeah, I've practiced saying that multiple times fast. And we're also going to talk about adding social history to your writing with Laura Hedgecock. So it is going to be a fun day. Go ahead and register now. The early bird pricing is $19.99. Mm-hmm. And then it will go up closer to the conference. But go ahead and reserve your seat. It's a lot of fun. And what makes our conferences a little bit different, if you have never attended one of our webinars, is we require our speakers to turn on their camera, very much like you have here. I know, right? And
so you can see us scratch our nose.
You can see us scratch our nose. But you can also comment all the way through. Now, for myself, when I teach, I like to do like we do with the live stream and throw in comments. Cup of tea for us Brits. Oh, there you go. See? Just like I do that, that's how we have some of our webinars. So it becomes very fun, very interactive. So if you've been turned off by webinars in the past, give this one a try. Register now so you can get that discount. All right. What's next?
The news.
What's your update?
So I am like, this is going back to, was it December, early January, when we turned in the Ancestry test. Ancestry must be really backed up because I have some family members that turned in their tests in the end of December, beginning part of January, maybe a few days before I turned in mine, that they've gotten their results back.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten my results back.
I bet they're stalking. They're trying to make sure that yours...
They're trying to make sure mine are, exactly. They figured it all out.
Now, some of them are here for the first time, so get them... what happened?
What we're doing here is lots of people, if you read some of the comments, they are really skeptical about DNA testing and think that these companies are just making stuff up. And so they usually suggest, well, if you take another test from the same company but use a different name, then it'll come up with something different because they're just making it up, which makes perfect sense if they were making it up.
Right, absolutely.
And so this is actually my second Ancestry test because I've already tested with all the companies. And all the companies say that I'm a twin of myself. So now, this is the second test from Ancestry that we're expecting to come back and tell me that I am a twin of myself.
There you go. I married a clone. Yay! So, anyway, we do have a video after the live stream. I have to make a note at some point. After a live stream, we'll drop in a link to that video for those who've missed it about how to take a test and all of that jazz. So you can see what we did to experiment with Ancestry.
That's right.
Go on.
All right.
Oh, you need to write that note because you don't know what's going on. All right, so RootsTech 2019, actually RootsTech in general, is the Super Bowl of genealogy conferences. It is massive, and so it's almost like, think of it as the new year in genealogy. So many of us celebrated New Year's on January 1st, but in genealogy, RootsTech tends to be our New Year's, and a lot of news comes out at that time.
Was it this playlist link?
Oh, ignore that playlist one. I don't know why it's there, sorry. I made him a cheat sheet for his links, and I kind of messed up on a couple things. In any case, so Family Search has preempted the release of some of their newest features before RootsTech, and one of the features is they have seen new pages. They are trying to get youth more involved in family history, and so they've created a family histories activity page. There's in-home activities, and then there's a number of other, what they're saying is they're bringing the Discovery Center that's in Salt Lake City and bringing it online so that you can use it around the world. I haven't tried it out yet because I just saw this announcement, but I wanted you to check it out. Did I give you a link for that? I think it's that Discovery one right there.
It's this Discovery one?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's not, then it's the next one. So you want to go ahead and check it out for Family Search. One of the things that you may not know is that Family Search is now charging people to access their API. And a lot of cool children's activities have gone away because they didn't make a lot of money out of them. Little Family Tree
Everybody
app.
wants something for free.
I know. So the Little Family Tree app will be sunsetting here pretty soon. Ancestry Guru, where you could play matching games with the pictures from Family Search, that's going away. So I think this is Family Search trying to bring some activities. They're not the same activities, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but they're trying to kind of replace that need to get youth involved. And so this is one of their pages. You can go to the next one. So the next one is some in-home activities. Go ahead and click on next. When you click on in-home activities, there's these different activities that you can do. So if you have children, like I believe Stacy Coates says she has, you can come grab these activities and click on the next slide, like my name, and it tells you some things to do, like possible activities. Ask a parent about the story of how you got your name. Yeah, we're not going to talk about how I got my name. The short answer is I got it from the dating game.
That's another story.
I got it from the dating game, and it could have been much worse. So I'm happy with what I have. Anyway, so you can do this activity, and then if you see up there on the right, it says I did it. So you could click on I did it, and then just go through each of the activities and as progresses of doing family history with each other. Family Search is also trying to really push their digital book collection as well as partnerships with the other genealogy libraries around the United States, and then hopefully can spread that throughout the world. But you can search. I did a search earlier, and I just put like Townsends of Ohio, and I found a book very easily, very rapidly about Townsends. They weren't actually from Ohio, but there were some Townsend books, and I could go and check that out. So you'll want to go ahead and play around with that. Family Search really is getting a lot of their content digitized and online with you, and I'm going to be interested in playing around with their partner program with these different libraries. What other things? Okay, so a couple more news features, and then we will talk about getting ready for new RootsTech, whether you're at home or in person. A couple live streams past, we talked about the Family Search fan chart and all these color-coded things. Now, this particular one in the fan chart is the 5th generation, and we've selected sources. So the darker the color, the more sources that people have attached to individuals on the Family Search family tree. They could be sources from the Family Search collection, or they could be memories people have added, like maybe family Bible records that they personally added, or sources you've brought over from MyHeritage, Ancestry, or anywhere on the website. But what I discovered while I was teaching a class this week on Wednesday about pruning the Family Search family tree was the research problems. I love this. So remember I said just a little bit ago that Family Search is now charging people for their API. So the Find a Record platform has disappeared. And I really liked Find a Record rather than the Find a Name app or some of these other ones, because it told me where to go work on my family tree. Where are the problems, which would be red? Where are hints? Where are some records that Family Search has discovered that I need to go examine? And then where are some research suggestions, some opportunities? So I really, really like this fan chart. If you're wondering, what should I work on today? Then go to your fan chart, click on the research helps, and then check that out.
So what if they have multiple colors?
I'm not sure.
I mean, is there a priority where if it has data problems, it's going to always be red first until you get rid of all the data problems? Do you know?
I don't know, because
Okay.
I just saw this on Wednesday, but we're going to be talking to some people from Family Search, and we can definitely ask them, what's the hierarchy? Hierarchy.
Hierarchy?
Hierarchy.
Yeah.
being hearing impaired, I don't always know how people say certain words, so I don't mind being corrected.
So, Marcella, you asked a question about DNA. We're going to hold your question to the end.
But if you think of a question, make sure you type it.
Yeah, be sure to type it. So,
Yes, Anne, I love the fan charts. They're awesome. And I wish Ancestry had something like this as well. Definitely tell us where our problems are in our research and so on and so forth. Okay, so another thing that I've been teaching Family Search this week, and I keep finding these new things that Family Search is adding. So when you log into Family Search, you might see up in the top right, message. If you click again, I think I have an arrow for it. So right there, it says message. Now, don't be fooled by the numbers, because the numbers don't always keep up.
So 1 doesn't mean 1.
1 could mean 0 because you've already dealt with it. So I don't know what's going on. I might just have like the gremlins in my tree.
They're just starting this.
Yeah. See, it disappears, but then it's going to come back later. I mean, not on my screens, but it keeps coming back. Okay. So in Family Search, you have the ability to communicate. I'm signing to you like you know ASL. Sorry.
That's okay. There might be some people that are watching this.
If you know ASL, hi, how are you? Anyway,
except half of your hands aren't showing part of the
yeah,
time,
that's
so.
true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
No, because then I'm going to keep going. Okay.
There we go.
So anyway, so you can communicate between yourself and someone else on the platform without necessarily using emails, which is great. Okay, so
see, I hate that, but that's okay.
I like keeping it in there because then I don't lose it. Because if it's in my inbox, it's gonna get lost and it's gonna get deleted. So this isn't anything new, but if you didn't know it was there, you'll want to make sure you go up and you look at your message count when you're on Family Search, and then you can contact people back and forth. Okay, but
Kim wears a hearing aid.
Hey, Kim, what kind do you have? Sorry. It's off topic, but I want to know. I'm getting new ones. Anyway, I'm off topic now. So it used to just be in this message center, you were just going to have messages between you and other users on Family Search. But do you notice there's 3 additional tabs? There's 3 additional tabs if you're a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints member and you're using your LDS account. You'll see that extra one for Temple, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment. But if you aren't a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you won't see that one. You'll see Conversations, Discoveries, and Family Search. Hit next. So in Discoveries, they will tell you, hey, I found a record. So the
computer found a record.
The computer found a record. No actual person found a record, but the computer found a record.
Big Brother was looking out for you.
Yeah.
He did some research for you.
And this is kind of annoying because remember you see that message number? I've been used to communications, conversations, and sometimes these discoveries don't go away. Anyway. And so the number will stay there, and I keep thinking I'm having a conversation with someone, and it'll just be a hint. But I just showed you that on the fan chart, I can see where the hints are. But as I'm researching through people, I see the hints. So for me, this is a little bit wasted, but I don't know. Would you guys use that versus the fan chart? I mean, you can tell me if you think that's really cool. What are you doing?
Sorry, keep going.
Well, I can't keep going. I've got to go to the next slide.
Well, then let me move this over here
Yeah.
while you're going to the next slide.
Okay,
Somebody asked a question, so I was going to pull up something.
Oh, okay.
To show them.
So that's the Discoveries page. And then on the Family Search page...
Don't.
Oh, if you're doing... if you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, in the Discovery page, go back one, it will also show you temple opportunities. But you can get that on your front page. Anyway, it's not necessarily helpful for me. So whenever Family Search needs to contact you, maybe they're going to have an outage, or maybe they want to promote their indexing events, or any other kind of changes, this is a place that you know Family Search is sending you some messages. So maybe you don't look at your email. When you log in, the messages will be here. And then finally in the temple, I deleted this message, but if you go to the temple and do work, Family Search will give you a message here in this temple box saying, oh, there was some temple work recently done on your name that you took to the temple. So anyway, it's kind of a new system. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just want to focus on communicating with people, but you don't like that either. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
So let me show you. Sam had asked a question about, does Family Search have UK records? Absolutely.
Yep.
And here's how to find them. So you go up on Family Search and to the search, and you can just go to records. And it's going to pop up this. And there's lots of different ways you can search. You can search by somebody's name and their birthplace. Or, in your case, you can come over to the map here and click on the United Kingdom there. And, hey, what part of the United Kingdom do you want to know? And in this case, well, I want to know about England. And so it's going to go through, and this is all of the records. And you can see that in some cases, they're just showing the top 5 of 3,000, of 23,000. There's lots. Now, some of them have been indexed. And that's what the first section is going to be, where you can actually search by name.
Yes. Explain indexing.
Indexed is where somebody has gone through, they've already looked at the record, and they've typed out the names.
And put that in a database.
So
which
it's searching
means you
that.
can search.
And so that's what the first is. But where a lot of the records might be is down here in the image only. And so these are just the images of this. So for instance here, this is the England Durham Diocese Bishops transcripts. I'm just going to go here real quick and browse through these and pull up one of these just so you can see it. And it gets down to the parish, the year.
And zoom in. Mm-hmm. So no one has gone through and indexed it. So you have to look through them. If you've used microfilm readers, it's very similar. If you haven't, it's just like it's like flipping through a digital book.
Yeah. And it's, if you don't have a Family Search account, you can sign up for a Family Search account for free. All these records on here are free, except for the ones that link to another website. There's some websites that do charge, but most of the stuff that you can actually find on Family Search is going to be free, able to see it. And so, yes, Dutch records, there's some there in Dutch, or, yeah, they speak Dutch. Netherlands, but they speak Dutch, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But really for all over the world. In fact, one of the things that we learned at RootsTech a couple of years ago is the largest collection of Chinese records is actually on Family Search.
Yeah.
We were talking with this company that does research in China, and we asked them, so what kind of archives and stuff do you have over there? They're like, we use Family Search mainly. It's like, okay.
Now, what's really cool, so when you're on Family Search, you want to build your tree, because then go at that Attach Family Tree record button right there. When you find a browse only image, you can save it to your tree, and you can save it to multiple people. You have to pick one person to start, and then you have to save it.
And if you used Ancestry, it's just like attaching a record from Ancestry,
similar,
basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then they're going to ask you some other additional stuff. But we don't have time to go through all of that right now because we want to make sure we get through everything.
Sam, you got 48 hours in the weekend. So see how far you can do in 48 hours. You don't need to sleep. Right? No one needs sleep. Okay. Back to RootsTech.
Yeah. And her uncle keeps changing her family tree. And she wishes she would stop.
Well, everybody dies at some point, I think. That's...
And that's exactly what I told some people in my class this Wednesday. They're like, what if somebody changes and they're wrong and they keep changing it after I fix it and I add my sources and all this stuff? I'm like, well, the next thing you just got to wait for them to die. Sorry. Don't try to kill them and don't hire a hitman. Just patiently wait.
All right. So RootsTech. Tell me about RootsTech.
Well, RootsTech kicks off Wednesday of next week. Don't ask me the date.
I have no idea what just happened.
I don't know either.
Sorry. I moved something on the screen and everything went, whoa!
Why don't you close that one?
Because that still has something open that we need.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay. So RootsTech is next Wednesday.
We're not sure if you saw what went wrong, but our computer went wrong.
Okay. So it's taking place next Wednesday in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you are not at RootsTech, there are going to be some streaming classes, and we'll tell you about that in a moment.
Okay.
I think actually now, if you click, yep. So if you go to, did I put the streaming? I did.
Live stream schedule.
Yes. So these classes are free to watch for anybody around the world, and they will be saved on the RootsTech page, and you'll be able to watch them for weeks and months later. So if you're...
We're going to try to live stream our class too, though, aren't we?
Well, I know, well, I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
My gosh. So go to this link if you are going to be at home and not attending in person. Well, actually, you're going to go to this link no matter. If you're going to attend from home, you want to go ahead and see what classes are going to be available. And then you can, if you want to interact, you can actually interact like we're doing with a chat. But you interact by going over to Twitter or pretty much Twitter, maybe Instagram, but mostly Twitter, and using the hashtag not at RootsTech. And then you can put your comments of what you thought, hey, Steve Rockwood said X, it was so great, and hashtag not at RootsTech. Okay? If you are going to RootsTech, you still want to go to the live streaming schedule, because one of my tips later will be about not going to RootsTech live stream classes, but we'll repeat that again. So no matter if you're going or not, check out that link.
All right. So we need some help from you guys, our viewers.
I go itching.
Yeah. So last year at RootsTech, when we were there, we did some, I guess you could call it genealogist on the street or genealogist in the hallway questions. And we did a couple of questions just based on some comments that have been on some of their videos. And we asked people what country has the most redheads, and we asked people what countries are in Scandinavia, and just took their whatever answer they gave us.
Yep.
Didn't give them any explanation.
Nope.
Nothing like that.
Because those two were actually debates that we had on Family History Fanatics channel.
So we're looking for a couple of other suggestions of questions to ask people at RootsTech that we'll make a video on.
Yeah, absolutely. So drop those in the chat and let us know what kinds of questions. Now, some of the questions I have been on my Instagram feed, like a night owl or daytime research, or early bird or night owl researcher. But I need help. I want to know what questions should we ask just random attendees who come to RootsTech to answer.
All right.
But we'll keep going. You can throw those in at any time.
So put those questions in the comments. Mm-hmm. All right.
I need a break. You need to tell me about the virtual pass.
Okay, so if you aren't going to RootsTech, or even if you are going to RootsTech, there is the option to buy the virtual pass. And what there is I think it is 18 classes that are going to be recorded that you will have access to with the virtual pass. So if you're not going to RootsTech, you have the live stream, which is like 10 or 12 classes, plus the 18 classes, and it costs you, $129 for the virtual pass? So you get 30 classes basically for that $129. If you are going to RootsTech and you have a ton of classes and you can't decide and your wallet is just overflowing with money, then you can buy the virtual pass, which will get you access to those 18 classes. So now you don't have to go to the live stream classes. You don't have to go to the recorded classes. And you'll narrow down your choices a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's a lot to do. And we're going to tell you just some of the lots to do. But keep your question coming. If you have DNA questions, we're going to save those to our full Q&A question time at the end. But when you think of a question, put it in the live stream. We'll come to it.
I like that, Cosmic Slice. Who originally colonized the land that is now New York?
Oh. The Native Americans? Oh, colonized.
Colonized.
Leif Erikson didn't get all the way down. That was Nova Scotia. Who would that be? Oh, man. That's a good question. He knows because he does New York, and I should know because I teach my kids history, but I'm drawing a blank because we're live stream.
But that's a good question.
That's a great question. Keep them coming.
Keep those coming.
Keep
I like
them coming.
That.
That's good.
Okay. So
right.
the RootsTech schedule is online.
And on the mobile app.
On the mobile app. Let me put that link on here.
Yes.
So there's a PDF. This is a PDF that might make it a little bit easier. That has some information. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, my nose is itching.
So RootsTech, you can show them what it looks like. RootsTech has compiled their schedule into a PDF, but it doesn't give you the descriptions. It doesn't tell you the levels. Then we're going to be talking about that as a tip later. But it does give you time slots, titles, name of people, and where the class is being held.
Okay. Now you also have, see, you're scratching your nose.
Yes! I'm so mad at you right now.
Now you also have the schedule that we put together, where we've taken the same RootsTech schedule, http://
Okay, and what we did is we have organized them into the rooms, And then you also color-coded them for the types of classes. So your U.S. records would be one color. Military records would be one color. DNA classes will be one color. So you can just kind of see the tracks, as I like to call them, the tracks as they flow through the schedule. And then you can try to mix it up or just try to stay with all of one schedule.
And we just updated this today.
This morning.
Mm-hmm. So if you've downloaded this earlier, download it again. And that will help you out as far as your planning.
Mm-hmm. And Sam, you have a great question. Do you want us to ask that at RootsTech or answer it for you today? Just follow it up because I see that question. We're going to come back to it in a little bit. Okay, so see, now you can tell that this is a live stream and not pre-recorded. Anyway.
Yeah.
So here's our RootsTech schedule, just a small portion of it. If you are going to RootsTech and you want to come say hi to us, chances are Andy's going to be in classes most of the time. And I will have 2 classes, and then I will probably most likely be in or around the Media Hub or the Cyber Cafe, because sometimes they're going to kick me out of the Media Hub. They said I can't just park there forever. Because I have limited mobility, and the RootsTech place is humongous. So I'll be doing interviews, but if you're at RootsTech, I want you to come find me so we can take a picture and we can share it next live stream. That'd be great.
All right. And so if you are looking, one of the things that we're going to go highlight now is in the expo hall, there are several places that have mini classes going on. And so if you're just coming for Family Discovery Day, or if you're just coming, or do they have limited passes or something like that?
I think they eliminated the expo hall pass, and they have the RootsTech pass.
But whatever. If you can sneak into the Saul Palace and you don't want to go to the regular classes, let's just say that, okay?
Or you're the tag-along.
Or whatever.
We have a lot of tag-along.
And let's say that you go through and you look at all the class descriptions and stuff, and nothing like really jumps out at you. Mm-hmm. There are a ton of things going on in the expo hall, literally all day long.
Yep, absolutely.
So if you don't go to a single class of the regular classes, mm-hmm. you could still get 8 hours of that day of all these little mini classes in different places throughout the expo hall. So let's go over what some of them are. So first off, there is the RootsTech DNA Basics Demo Theater Booth thingamajigger. It is designed for people who are just getting into DNA, mm-hmm. and so it takes it to a basic level. The other thing that I've been told is it is not any of the big companies that are teaching there. It is only people who are completely independent. I'm teaching there.
Yeah. We're not a big company.
We're not a big company.
We're a small company.
We don't sell DNA kits. But and so we're not covering just one company's product. We'll talk about all the products.
Yeah. But he's going to be playing with Legos.
But yeah, I'm going to be playing with Legos.
And so if you want to play with Legos too, well, I don't know if you're going to let him play. But anyway, if you want to see a class with Legos.
Yeah, if you want Legos and genealogy, then come by the demo booth.
Oh, absolutely. And so you'll access that from the app. They don't really have it online. It's in the app, and you go to Documents. Is that what they said it was?
RootsTech Documents.
Yes.
RootsTech Documents. Mm-hmm. So MyHeritage, their booth, they have a little. I don't know why you put this.
I put that one. It's just we're going to talk about all the really cool things in the expo hall, and that was it just happened to be MyHeritage, and since MyHeritage is going to be part of our next live stream, why not give them some more plugs?
I'm fine with that.
Awesome.
We're each going to be teaching a little mini class. These are free again at the MyHeritage booth. Mm-hmm. I'll be teaching one on Friday about triangulation tables, and Devin will be teaching one about yearbook city directories and passenger lists to find stories on Saturday.
And newspapers.
Oh, and
a few more things. So it's really going to be finding stories on MyHeritage collection. So it's all about these great records. I just found more and more records, and I have to somehow squeeze it into 15 minutes. So that's the key with some of these demo classes. They're about 15 or 30 minutes, so they're not very, very long, but you'll be able to get a lot of content in a short amount of time in the expo hall. There will be chairs, so you can sit, relax.
Yeah.
And there's probably candy, so you can grab some candy.
There's lots. Everybody always
Candy's
has candy.
Everywhere. Eat some candy. Watch a class.
And then they have like a big thing at the Cyber Cafe where they like give out free root beer or something on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember. I never have gotten there, but
Yeah.
You
So
know.
just check. There's lots of cool stuff going on at RootsTech.
Right.
So what's the next one?
So this is the My Heritage schedule. They don't actually have this released on the website. I think you guys are the first ones to see it. I got a close connection with My Heritage.
There we go.
He hooked me up.
But it'll be in your bag.
It's going to be in your bag, though. But if you want to stop this video, blow this up on your screen so that you can go through and see all these classes, figure out which of these you want to go to, there you go.
There you go. Absolutely. So the Family History Guide, you can go, I have a link to their web page, to their blog post. They did a really good job with their blog post. They gave you a sneak peek at the layout of what their booth is going to be like. The Family History Guide is a free platform with lots of educational training videos on how to do research in a lot of places around the world. So Brazil, United Kingdom, United States, and so on. Great platform. So go to the next slide. They are going to have a lot of, as you can see there in the back, that little green section with the chairs, that's their demo theater. And they have on their blog post that we put the link in for, they have a schedule of their mini classes.
And you can see on this only goes to 1 o'clock because we had to cut it off.
Right.
It goes all day long.
Right.
I'm not kidding when I'm saying you could actually spend all your time in the expo hall and go to lots of these different mini classes and learn a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's why if they've gotten rid of the expo hall pass, that's just a shame.
Yeah, I think they got rid of it. Don't quote me on it. You have to go double check, but I think that's what they said is they got rid of the expo hall pass. But if you sometimes you get really, really tired, or maybe your class is full and you can't get a seat, just go hang out in the expo hall. It's great.
And some of these booths they got some nice chairs to sit in.
They really do.
I'll just say that.
They
Sometimes
really
you're choosing your class based on the comfiness of the chair.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so another booth. These are some of our friends. Jessica Taylor is the owner of the Legacy Tree Genealogist research company, and they have added some Q&A sessions on a variety of topics there. So good for you, Jessica, for expanding your brand and trying to reach out to more people. And I like that they're almost record specific. Using probate records, land records, parish records for England, using tax records. I still struggle with tax records just because my ancestors didn't ever show up in the tax records, or the county didn't keep them, or I don't know. But in any case, but then you also have a methodology one there on how to use cluster and fan club research. So it looks like it's kind of a Q&A session, so you can ask some questions, but they kind of have it, their experts are on hand. They do have some DNA ones with Paul Woodbury, their chief DNA researcher. So go check out their blog post for when he's going to be there.
All right. You got to tell me about this one, too.
Okay. So many of you may have heard of Lisa Louise Cook and the Genealogy Gems podcast. Now, she really does things that big. She's actually going to record some of her podcasts there live at RootsTech, so you can be a part of her live show there. She's also going to have some giveaways and drawings. That's the other thing about the expo hall is you can register for a lot of drawings. So you want to make sure that
I might actually try to do that this year. Just see, okay, what kind of swag we can get.
Absolutely.
We'll probably give it away somewhere else.
Hey, we might come back and give it away to one of you guys. Why not? Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, so she's going to have some live podcasts that she's going to take place. She'll have some classes and things going on. Our friend Michael Strauss, the military genealogist, will be there Friday at 12:30. He's so smart. Like, if I ever have a military question, I just ask Michael. He knows so much. Okay, so I put on this picture because these are the volunteers that are stuffing the bags for RootsTech with all of your expo flyers. So when you get to the RootsTech Expo Hall, you're going to, if you already have your badge, just walk into any entrance and there will be the stations to pick up your lanyard and pick up your RootsTech bag. And inside your bag is going to be all of these schedules. So what we're trying to do is get you to plan ahead now so that you can make your choices instead of on the fly when you get there. But some schedules are going to only be available in the bag. So as soon as you get your stuff, look at the schedules, look at some alternatives, and maybe make some last minute plans because you want to get the best experience for the money that you spent to go to RootsTech. So check out those bags. if you did not have your badge mailed to you,
it's because I wasn't going to lose it. I'll let them hold on to it for me.
Then the registration is kind of in a it's really out of the way. So between 200 West and 300 West off of Temple Street, there is like a Ramada or a Radisson. There's a hotel there, and there's an entrance to the Salt Palace back there. So it's not any of your big, the big tower that you're going to see when you get to RootsTech. That's not your entrance. You need to really go way back and around, and that's where the registration is.
Oh, okay.
They say it's going to be bigger. They promise the lines are going to be shorter at registration. Last year, I was following people we were flying, and I was looking how long the lines were, and this one person took a picture somewhere in the line, and when Twitter cropped the image, because they don't put the full image in there, it looked like it said crap. So the lines last year were ridiculous, so they've moved it back there, and so hopefully the lines will go faster. Just it's not in the south entrance like it was. It's in the northeast, way the heck out of the way.
Okay.
So be prepared for that. Okay, right. Just
a reminder, questions. I saw a couple that might be good there.
Mm-hmm. What organizing system do you use the most? That's Stacy Coates' question. Should you have a genealogy will? We could ask people, and we can come back to it a little bit later. What do you think about that?
Okay. So yeah, keep the questions coming. Think about what you might want to ask. It doesn't have to be serious. It can be funny, or it can be serious.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't even have to be genealogy related if it's just got some remote possible connection to genealogy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so just so you know, we're got about 15 minutes.
All right.
Kevin talks a lot.
Oh.
You do. That's fine. Don't pout.
All right, so if you're going to go live... Oh, wait, there was a comment earlier that talked about the live streaming. She thought I'm sorry, I don't remember who made the comment, but you know who you are.
The summer live?
Yeah, it's in our live stream. They had said that they were kind of confused because RootsTech added the virtual pass. She thought everything was for fee. But the live stream classes on that link we gave you to the live stream, those are free, and they'll be free all year. But the virtual pass has a fee. That's the extra 18 classes. So you can get the at-home experience that you want. There will be some free content. And then the Discovery Day, some of the classes from there. So if you happen to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and you want some Mormon-centric classes, some of those from a Discovery Day will be broadcast, but they're going to be, I believe, not on the RootsTech page, but like on the Family Search or the LDS.org page. So just, Google and see where it's going. All right, so survival tips. Okay, let's go for tip number 1. Plan ahead. The reason why we told you all about some of these exciting things is we really want you to plan ahead and get the most experience. RootsTech is overwhelming. And if you're an introvert, it's really overwhelming.
It's like a lot of people.
It's like 20,000 people. Or that at least by Saturday, there's 20,000 or so. But anyway, there's plan ahead.
But as you can see, there was just all sorts of things to do.
Absolutely.
They have like 300 classes, but then if you add in all the mini classes that are going on, there's probably upwards of 700 classes possibilities.
Absolutely.
So if you wait until you're at RootsTech to start deciding what you want to do, you're probably going to miss out on some things that you do want to do. So.
Absolutely. Pace yourself. Let's go ahead into the next step. Pace yourself. And then my number one thing is, so don't look at you have to read the descriptions. The descriptions for the classes are going to be on the website under schedule and in the app. Look at the level. If it says intermediate and you have not done genealogy before, please don't go to those classes because you're not going to learn a lot and you're going to bug your neighbor. But if you're an intermediate and advanced researcher, please don't go to the beginning classes and drive everybody crazy being a know-it-all. So pick the right level, please, because RootsTech got rid of their getting started track, and I'm just afraid the beginners are going to be in the wrong classes, and then intermediates are going to dominate beginner classes and just make a big old mess. So pick the right class. So here in this schedule, notice it doesn't tell you the levels. You need to look at the app and you need to look at the website. Okay. And this is just showing you on the website, you can filter by your difficulty. So be sure to do that. All right, next one.
Now, RootsTech probably hates it when we say this. And for those of our friends who are teaching any of these live stream classes, we
You know you do it too.
They're live streaming them. Don't go.
Yeah.
I mean, because unless there is no other class that you want to go to.
Then go to the expo hall.
And even then, yes, I would say go to the expo hall. Because then that's... The nice thing is, in between class, or during classes, the expo hall it's not dead of people,
right,
but it's a whole lot less people.
Yep.
And so you have a lot more time that you can actually talk with some of the vendors about things that you're interested in.
Absolutely.
Get some of these experts time. You know, there's people that will help you with your research, like you just saw with Legacy Tree Genealogists. They have basically Q&A sessions going on that you could get some specific questions answered. So if this class is being live streamed, don't go. Yeah. Which is... We're saying we're going to live stream our class. We're telling people don't go to our class.
No. Okay, so, but that's different.
That's
right?
different because
What if it doesn't work?
We're going to try to live stream it. RootsTech isn't live streaming our class.
No.
We're going to try to live stream our YouTube
at Laboratory of Learning and Family Bonding.
And so that will be on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. RootsTech time, which is Mountain time.
So some of you who aren't going to RootsTech, you can go ahead and check it out. Our angles, we're not going to have this kind of setup. I don't know what the angle is going to be. We haven't figured that all out. And it may crash and burn.
It may crash, we know, but we'll see. We'll try it.
We'll try it. We're the YouTubers. We try just about anything when it comes to video and live streaming. But if it does work, we're going to be utilizing your comments into our class. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So we'll set up a live stream
card
thing, so that way you can remember it. We'll send it out as a reminder that morning, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put it on Twitter and Facebook, and then if you go to YouTube, so for Daniel Horowitz live stream, it's already there on our YouTube page. You can hit the bell that says remind, and RootsTech will say, hey, not RootsTech. YouTube will say, hey, Daniel's going live. Well, as soon as I get the card for Wednesday's class, you can hit reminder, and then YouTube will remind you. So anyway, look ahead for that.
And again, if it crashes and burns, you're not out.
We tried.
We tried.
Yeah, we tried. All right. So, the way you're going to know a class is streamed or not is if you're in the app or you're on the website, then it's going to say this class is live streamed. If it's recorded, then it will say this class is recorded. If it's recorded and you're not paying for the virtual pass, then you can attend that class. But if you pay for the virtual pass and you're at RootsTech, don't go to those classes either, because you're going to be able to watch them later. Get more value for the money that you're spending, right?
That's right. All right. So, dress appropriately. Now, they like to turn on the air conditioning in the expo hall for some reason, or in the whole building.
The whole building is cold, usually.
So, take a sweater, take a jacket, take your coat. It is, I think they said there's supposed to be snow and...
Rain.
Oh, rain?
They said rain, bring an umbrella.
Oh, okay.
I know, we're just going to have to check. You never know in Salt Lake what the weather's going to be like.
We've been there when there was no snow in February, and we've been there when it snowed like the
day we were leaving.
The day we were leaving, there was 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground.
That was so hard pulling our luggage through.
We had to pull our luggage to the tram in the snow.
So the best advice is dress in layers, because although generally speaking the conference is going to be cold, not cold enough to wear a big heavy coat unless you just are naturally super, super cold all of the time, but there are some rooms that are going to be hot and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So dress in layers, so when you sit down and attend a class or in an expo hall, you can layer up or layer down. But the number one thing with dress appropriately is to wear comfortable shoes.
No 6-inch heels.
No heels. I mean, I would wear my boots, but I'm not going to wear my boots. Just be comfortable. Don't break in new shoes. It's not a fashion show. Nobody's looking at your shoes. If they are, just laugh at them. Wear your comfy broken in sneakers, because it's massive. I can't even begin to tell you how much walking is involved. If you are slightly disabled, like me, then bring assistive walking devices or a wheelchair.
All right.
It's massive.
Next one is to drink lots of water.
Oh my gosh.
Utah's a desert.
It is, and you would think, okay, so I'm not from desert climate. I am from Houston. It is humid all the time. So when it's hot, you sweat. Anyway. But in Utah, it can have snow on the ground, and you're still thirsty as all get out. I don't understand. I just don't understand. So drink a ton and a half of water.
And bring your chapstick and basically just smother it on all the time.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. Okay. And then when you have finished a class on your mobile app, you need to download the RootsTech mobile app from Google Play or for whatever you guys use for Apple. The Apple Store, that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm an Android girl. Anyway, download the RootsTech app, and then when you're finished a class, then go in to rate the class. There'll be a little clipboard in the class description. It will not turn off until probably the end of the day or halfway through the day. So morning classes, you can start rating them in the afternoon. But by the end of the day, go in and rate the class, give feedback, tell us we're awesome.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
All right. And I have some more tips because, like you said, it's getting long and I like to talk. I have some more tips plus some review videos from previous RootsTech conferences on our blog, blog.familyhistoryfanatics.com. He's going to drop in a link to that blog post so you can go ahead and find some other tips. There. We got through it.
You got through it all?
I'm pretty sure we did. So now it's time for Q&A. We're going to scroll back up to the top. If you have other questions, other comments, go ahead and throw them in. Go ahead and switch the slide. There you go.
It's okay. We're on.
Oh, okay. Never
We're
mind.
on the comment one. All right. So Marcelo had a DNA question that I got to ask.
Yes, he did. Gotta go find
Where is
it.
it here? There it is. Okay. All right. So now, Marcelo, you're from Brazil, right? So,
yes.
Or Argentina, South America somewhere. She says, I tested with 23andMe the last time I was in the U.S. last June. My parents, sister, and niece tested with MyHeritage, which so far is the only one that ships the test to Brazil. I've uploaded my DNA to MyHeritage as well. Good. Excellent. If I get a new test for myself with MyHeritage, would my results be different from the one I uploaded from 23andMe? So your ethnicity results might be slightly different. Probably not a whole lot different. And the difference comes in is because 23andMe looks at 700,000 different places on your DNA, and MyHeritage looks at about 700,000 different places on your DNA. Right now, there's only about 200,000 of those places that actually overlap between those two tests. So they're really looking at slightly different parts of your DNA. But for the most part, they're going to be able to tell just from that 200,000 what, as far as how to say this, it's not going to be vastly different, is what I'm saying. And so I've personally gotten tests from all the companies. And actually what I did with them is I combined all of those results into one super kit. So that has all of the different results in it, and then uploaded that to GEDmatch. And that's just to get the maximum amount of matches possible from it. So in this case, I don't think there's necessarily a need to be tested from MyHeritage since you've already uploaded from 23andMe. You're going to get all of the benefit of having DNA testing with that upload at MyHeritage. But if you want to, go the next step, get a little bit more information and see, then that's, perfectly fine there.
Okay. Root66 has a question, and I'm not sure. Have you seen the CNBC video on DNA done by twins?
I don't think so. I've seen no. I'll have to go back and look. If I did, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
A couple of years ago.
So what is the question, Root 66, if you're still there? You're in the cafe with your dad. But what specifically did you want him to address from the video? We'll come back to that a little bit later. But Cosmic Slice had a question. Are all cousins the same DNA relation? For example, is a fifth cousin going to have the same DNA amount as a fifth cousin 3 times removed?
All right. So the answer to that is no. Now, no and yes. So let's start with the no part of it first. How to describe this? So you get your DNA from your parents, obviously, and they got it from their parents and on and on. So for instance, fifth cousins on a genealogical tree, you occupy the same level. And a fifth cousins 3 times removed would be 3 levels down from that. So that would be actually like their great-grandchildren. So by that point, if you shared, let's say, 25 centimorgans with a fifth cousin, you would expect to share around 12.5 with their children. You'd expect to share 6.5 with their grandchildren. You'd expect to share 3 centimorgans with their great-grandchildren. So fifth cousins and fifth cousins 3 times removed normally would not share the same amount of DNA. So that's the no part. Now the yes part is almost every single relationship actually could share a potential range of DNA. So for fifth cousins, you might share anywhere from 0 centimorgans to something like 80 or 100 centimorgans. And that's just because of the randomness of DNA. With fifth cousins 3 times removed, you might share between 0 centimorgans and maybe 40 centimorgans. So again, you have that overlap where you could have a fifth cousin that you share 20 centimorgans with, and you could actually, that 20 centimorgans might have gotten passed on several generations completely unrecombined, unsplit up, and so you share 20 centimorgans with each one of those descendants all the way down to that third generation removed. So yes, it is possible that they do. Typically they don't, but it is possible.
All right. So this is for you. So Stacy Coates and Art by Kim and made some comments about RootsTech. When Stacy said, yeah, it's hard to get to RootsTech because you're traveling with young kids, and I totally get it. It's kind of hard for us. So that's why I'm really glad that they have that virtual class. So you maybe want to consider having that next year instead of necessarily going in your person. But also try to see if you have some local genealogy conferences. I forget where you say you're from. Georgia. Were you from Georgia? Someone's from Georgia. But anyway, Stacy, look, because she's going to go pick up our kids. So Stacy, try to see if there's local genealogy conferences. There's also the Southern California Jamboree one, which is the end of May, 1st of June. So it's still kind of tricky if you've got graduations and dance recitals then. But it's a little easier to squeeze that one in rather than February, March with the kids' schedule. So that's what I would say for you. And then Art by Kim Ann said, I get anxious in large crowds. I like RootsTech, but you might better go to one of the smaller regional conferences, the FGS, NGS, the Federation of Genealogy Societies, the National Genealogy Societies. Those kind of move around every year. But our favorite, it's big, but it's small, is the Southern California Jamboree in Burbank, California. The max size is about 1,500, which is drastically different from RootsTech, which is, like I said, the Super Bowl of genealogy. So put that as something to consider. Their registration's going live now, I believe.
It's their 50th anniversary this year, so they're going to have lots of things going on.
Yeah. So some of the people that you would see at RootsTech are over there at the Southern California Jamboree. So you want to go to check that out. And we like both. We're going to both, so... Anyway.
All right, so Greg's got a question. Do you have a video or a blog post on how you created the super kit? It is actually in my queue of videos that I need to make, and it's probably going to be in the next series of videos. So sometime between middle of March to May, it will come out. And anybody who wants to be able to make their own super kit and upload it to GEDmatch, they can do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Art by Kim is from Georgia. I forget where Stacy's from. Thanks. I'm going to eventually get you guys all straight. And you're like, man, you got a good memory. I'm working on it. So let's see what else here is. And Art by Kim says she has to figure out the whole removed cousins.
It is kind of confusing.
It is. And then Cosmic Slice said that's what software is for. Yeah, I would say there are RootsTech is when they're going to start, when most of companies are going to roll out some of their new features. And I don't know what's in store, but I know there's been some buzz that some different platforms are going to be releasing some new tools. So watch for RootsTech announcements in, the... I wanted to say Feedly, but in Twitter, on Facebook, in the news. Look, just keep keep looking on social media for the news, and as we find it, we'll bring it to you. We're going to be interviewing a lot of the CEOs, not a lot of the CEOs. We're going to be actually Ancestry CEO Margot. I'm going to be interviewing her. There's lots of people that we're going to talk to, so just just hang tight. Let's see what new tools that are going to be released at RootsTech for DNA to help us figure these things out a bit. And then, let's see. Okay, so Melanie, I'm not sure what new DNA changed. They did release new African American regions, I believe.
Oh, did they?
Is that the one you're talking about, Melanie? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm not sure. But again, this is your last chance to help give us some suggestions on Man on the Street or Genealogist in the Expo Hall, questions we can ask people who attend RootsTech that you think would be kind of a fun, interesting video. Because last year we did, what country has more redheads? We did, is Scandinavia part of Finland? Or no, Finland a part of Scandinavia? That was kind of a fun question.
All right, Lois got a quick question. Is it helpful to take a DNA test alone, or do you need family to be tested? Well, it is helpful even if it's alone, because that's what actually a lot of adoptees do that don't know who their biological mother or father are. And so one of the great things about the DNA test is that the people you match with are related to you. Now, there's some ways that taking DNA tests with other family members can help to identify how some of these people are related to you. So if you have family members that are maybe interested in testing, then get them tested as well. But you can actually get benefits just from testing yourself.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's really fast. You just never know. I mean, it's one of those things. Create the record and then see where the record leads. Because a DNA test just creates a record like your birth certificate or a marriage certificate. And then what you match with and what discoveries you can make all depends on other people making their records and then being in the right pond. But be sure to check out a number of the videos that he's made on this channel about, taking which test should you take, where should you transfer your DNA once you've taken the test, and so on and so forth. Okay, you know what? Helen Place and Ancestry is testing a beta DNA view. I don't have access to that yet, so we'll have to wait to see what the announcements are. And then as soon as we get a chance to play with it, we will definitely come back and have an opinion video and a how-to video and so on and so forth. So, yeah. Again, this is the week when a lot of changes are going to roll out. And when we're at the conference, we won't necessarily be able to keep up with all of them, but we will definitely tackle them as soon as we get on board. Okay, can you download Ancestry file? I have an art by Kim Ann. You cannot upload a mega file to Family Search. You can transfer, and I have a video coming out sometime this month. I just filmed it, I just edited it, I just haven't scheduled it yet. But how do you transfer data between Family Search and Ancestry? So stay tuned for that video. The long and short answer is the best way to transfer data, if you're not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is to get a third-party program. And right now I recommend Roots Magic. I'm going to go to the Expo Hall and see what other platforms can transfer between the two. There's 2 more that are approved. Ancestral Quest, I believe, does. And Legacy genealogy software. Not the Family Tree Maker, but the Legacy family. They're confused. The names always overlap. I'm like, which one are we talking about? But there are Family Search certified platforms, and some of them connect with Ancestry. But right now, I know Roots Magic does both because I made a video on it. So stay tuned for that video. It should come out sometime in March, if not April at the earliest.
Yeah. And Helen Plates also asked about making GEDmatch Tier 1 benefits, especially since GEDmatch Genesis. I actually have a whole series of GEDmatch Genesis videos in the works now. Now that Genesis is actually up and running, and I think most of the bugs are worked out of it, I'm going to be starting to make some videos on that. So stay tuned for those as well. Absolutely.
We love all of your comments and suggestions, but it has been a little over an hour, and we don't want to take up too much of your time. So stay tuned for hopefully our live stream on Wednesday from our YouTube class. Put it on your calendar. We're going to be talking with Daniel Horowitz. He's not the CEO. What's his title?
I think his title is Genealogy Expert.
I just think of him as the face of My Heritage because
Yeah.
he's all over social media. This guy is everywhere with My Heritage, but he's going to come and talk with us after RootsTech about the cool things that are going on, and it'll be, these guys are going to talk probably DNA, and then I'll probably talk with him about
Probably
records.
mostly everything else. So
Yeah. So it'll be fun. Put that on your calendar. Hit the reminder bell because that's already scheduled up there. So go to the Family History Fanatics YouTube page and find the live stream and hit the reminder bell.
I did want to say one thing before we go. And it's not on the calendar right here, but on June 1st-ish, 2nd-ish, it's the first
Friday?
whatever is between May 3rd and June 28th. We are going to be at Jamboree, Southern
we're
California
gonna do a
Jamboree,
live
and we're going to be doing a live stream from Jamboree.
Oh,
So,
good. You got that worked out?
I got that worked out.
Hey, you learned when I learned. I knew it was in the works, but that'll be fun. It would be lots of fun. So mark your calendar and go ahead and make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you have subscribed, make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button because then YouTube will tell you when new videos goes live. And if you have a chance, go ahead and visit our website, familyhistoryfanatics.com, where you can see some of the other things that we do, books and e-conferences and stuff like that. And you can also sign up for our newsletter so you never miss any blog releases or video releases. It's all contained in a weekly digest. Plus, we bribe you with a free guide, 10 free online sources that you have to try. Hey, bye guys!
We'll see y'all later. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to close this down now.
Stop.